Hey, good afternoon, guys, or whenever you're stumbling across this note. Hey, my name is Courtney Holmes. I am the Financial Freedom Coach. And what I like to do is from time to time, I like to publish these notes, articles, however you want to look at them, and kind of give some value and give some financial education to a lot of people out there that may not even think this way or may not be privy to the information just on a regular basis. So this is an opportunity for people to come across it, click on it, and there you go. You have some value, you have some real good content, and you have something that I hope will help improve someone else's life out there. So with that being said, man, what we're going to talk about today is emergency funds. All right. So what is an emergency fund? To put it in layman's terms, an emergency fund is a set of funds that you're going to have just in case of an emergency. Any type of financial dilemma. So what could that financial dilemma be? What are the types of things that are happening in your life that could qualify as an emergency? One, of course, could be, job loss or a serious illness, major car repairs, okay? That can really be a detriment if something happens to your car, then you're not able to get back and forth to work and not able to do all the things that you're used to do, that you're accustomed to doing. Well, an emergency fund allows you to cover any type of an expense that just comes up out of the blue for an emergency without having to rely on credit card debt or payday loans or unsecured loans that maybe you could go to the bank and get or something like that. This allows you from having to go and dip into that bastion of high interest debt and all the things that really hurt you financially. So just being able to have that cushion will give you the opportunity to not have to deal with those types of entities, man, and you can move forward more successfully in your financial well-being. So if you don't already have an emergency fund set up, I really encourage you to do that. How can you go about it? Well, there's several different options, but one of the ones that I think would really be great is if people, that get, these huge tax refunds, or if they get a small one, it's only $3,000 or $4,000, or if that's a lot of money in my case, 3-4 grand is 3-4 grand, but however much you get, take a portion of that, if not all of it, and actually set that aside, man, to start building your emergency fund. Now, there's several ways to do it. Of course, you could just take the lump sum, however much you may get back, and you can use that to start building your lump sum, okay? Use that to start building your emergency fund, excuse me. Or you could do it, and I like to do this, I like to, kind of give people and push people towards this option, is to pay like your car note or your rent, or you can't pay your utility bills because they fluctuate. But you can pay like your cell phone bill. You can pay a lot of these installment type bills, this installment type debt. You can maybe pay that up for like 3 months. Okay. And if you had enough to where you could pay all of it up for like 3 months, then your cash flow would actually increase, because now you just take a portion of what you get paid every week, all right, and you start saving that money. And if you want to save it towards an emergency fund in particular, one way to do that is to go ahead and get a set amount and say, okay, I want $3,000 for 3 months worth of emergencies. Okay, for 3 months worth of my regular expenses, my regular household expenses. I need 3 months worth of that much money set aside. That way, if something ever happens, I'm covered. So while you've taken that lump sum and you've actually put that lump sum towards your financial goal, all right, of paying all this up, then you take all of your free checks that you get, and let's say if it's $3,000, man, for 3 months, that's $1,000 a month. That's $250 a week, or $500 every other week. But mind you, let's say you're getting paid, $1,400 or $1,500 every 2 weeks. Well, it's no big deal to put back $500. Let's say if you're getting paid $800 every 2 weeks, okay? It's still no big deal to put back that $500 because you don't have anything else coming out of it anymore. The rent is paid, the car note is paid, the cell phone is paid, the insurance is paid. You have expendable money now. You have positive cash flow coming into your hands every single paycheck, every single pay period. So why not put back a portion of that money, and you can have that automated through another a direct deposit into a separate account that just says emergency fund. And once you get up to that $3,000 or that $4,000 or $5,000, or however much it is, now you've You've created a habit. You've created a habit of doing it. So now it's not even a big deal. When the money comes out, it just comes out. You don't even miss it. Because now you've learned how to live off less money because you're saving so much money. And you've developed another mindset. You've developed a different thinking about your finances. And that's ultimately what we're trying to drive to. You know, you want to treat your emergency fund like it's a regular bill. You know, treat it like it's a regular bill, like your rent, like your car note, like your insurance, your emergency fund, however much it is. And you can adjust that along the way. But that just makes prudent sense. It just makes common sense. And I know Grandma, Grandpa, and everybody else told you that. And financial experts even say it as well. All right? Put money back. Save for your emergency fund. Guys, life happens. And regardless of if we see it or if we think it's going to happen to us, it's going to happen. At some point in time, you're going to need some money to cover an expense. You're going to need some money to cover some type of an emergency. Go ahead and be prepared for it instead of letting it bite you in the butt, man, when it comes time, when that time comes around. You know, it feels good to say that if something happens to my truck and it breaks down, kaput, I am not going to worry about it and how much it's going to cost to get it fixed because I have an emergency fund built up. I encourage you to do the same thing. All right. Now, slow process. We're all building our wealth and we're all building financial freedom. All right. But having that security means a lot. So if you got any value out of any of this information, all right, if you got any value out of the content, out of the article, out of my voice, however, and you'd like to get on your path to financial freedom, message me, inbox me. All right. We're building a movement and I would love to have each and every one of you be a part of it with me. All right. So with that being said, my name is Courtney Holmes, your financial freedom coach. I'm going to sign off. And you can always reach me at bit.ly.myfinancialfreedomacademy or www.myfinancialfreedomacademy.weebly.com. All right. So check me out. Give it a click on the link and let's get financially educated, man, so we can get off the corporate plantation. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy the article.